All right, starting the show in 3, 2, 1. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Gold Times, episode 8 for August 13th, 2021. We are a screen pop culture podcast talking about anything on a TV, a computer, or a phone. I am your host, Alan Katona, and for our 8th episode, I'd like to introduce you a fellow miniature painter, a streamer, and he's an all-round geek as well. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Jack from MellowMiniatures.
Oh, thanks for the round of applause.
Welcome to the show, dude.
Thanks. It's great to be here. I'm very excited for what you've got in store.
Oh, we've got a big show today, dude. I hope you're ready for this.
It sounds exciting. Sounds exciting.
All right, before we actually get into this big show, I keep saying that every week, but every show just keeps getting bigger and bigger. I've got a few questions for you, Jack. So,
Okay.
we'll start with these are the questions that I ask every co-host that comes on this show, but we've added a couple of new ones this week. So these are the first few ones that everyone gets. And the first one is, tell us a brief rundown of your association with screen media.
Oh, that's starting with the big questions. So I've been a media student for 4 years now. I did a A-level, which is a 2-year qualification, and I'm now doing a media degree at university. So I'm interested in all kinds of media, whether it be TV, radio, film, podcasting, all kinds of sort of broadcasting, I suppose.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been studying that for a while. I watch a lot of YouTube, watch quite a bit of Twitch, and television as well. Movies. I'm a massive movie geek. I think that about covers it. I play video games sometimes.
Okay, so you're studying media. That's great. So that's a really big part of your life. And it's also a big part of your hobby life as well. So it's really all there. That's an interesting answer. Great. Okay. Next question. List your devices and which one do you use the most and the least?
Oh, okay. So I've got my laptop. I've got my phone, my PlayStation 4, my Nintendo Switch. My TV, I guess. My TV is a smart TV.
Yep.
Am I missing anything? No, I don't think so. I think.
What are you on right now? A computer?
I'm on my laptop now. Yeah.
Oh, you're on the laptop.
Yeah,
Okay.
So I don't have a desktop computer. I've just got my laptop and a screen that I plug into it, which is just over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, very simple, minimal setup. So the one I use the most is the laptop. So I use that for most of my viewing and all of my streaming. It's all done from here. And the one I use the least is probably the Switch.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be the Switch.
Yeah. I'm with you, man. That's on. If you ask me the same question, I'm not going to answer it every week because everyone's going to get sick of my answers. But I'm with you about the Switch. My Switch is the least of my devices as well at the moment.
That's not saying it's bad. And
No,
it's not saying I don't use it.
No.
But it is used the least.
It's used the least. Yeah, it's used the least. All right, good. Yeah, that's good. All right, this next one, this might get you. How many media subscriptions do you currently have?
Is that how many do I have access to, or how many am I paying for?
How many are active?
Netflix, Amazon, Disney Plus. Those are the 3.
Okay,
Just
so
those
that's
three.
just movie and streaming services. What, any game subscriptions?
Um, no. I
Okay,
suppose Prime Gaming comes with Amazon Prime, doesn't it? It's like,
yeah,
is
yeah.
that a
So,
subscription?
do you have Twitch subs? Do you sub to other people as well?
Occasionally I use the Prime sub. I
Okay.
don't often pay, um, just because I'm a bit tight with my money.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But mate, the Prime sub goes a long way. It goes a long way,
Yeah, the,
and
the
people.
the the Prime sub is worth more as well, I believe, isn't it?
No, it's worth just a little bit less. Just a little
Oh, is it
bit.
just a little less? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's a little less. Like it's like 10 cents or 15 cents less. But
Ah, well.
what about any music? Any Audible or music? Apple, Spotify?
Oh yes, yeah. I have just restarted my Audible subscription and Spotify as well. Spotify is one of those things that blends into the background for me.
Yeah.
Um, I really I take advantage of it, but I don't think about it quite a lot. I use Audible, not Audible. I use Spotify probably every day,
Yeah.
and I never think about paying for it until I look at bank statements and go, "Oh yeah, I'm still paying for that."
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm the same. Which one do you use the most? Is it Spotify or is it something else?
Yes, Spotify is probably the one I use the most. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty much the same. I'm on my Spotify like 24/7. I sleep with it. I wake up with it.
Yeah.
I shower
Hmm.
with it. I'm working on my computer with it. Um, Man, I'm even on Discord call with a friend, and I've got Spotify really soft in the background, like just
Yeah, I
like
do
as
that
back,
sometimes. Yeah.
like I'm using it all the time, like and like it's nuts. Like I'd pay for what it's worth, 15 a month. Like I'd pay up to 50. That's how good it is for
That's how
me.
much you use it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, there's times sometimes where I think, should I just go back to adverts? And then there's other times I think, actually, no, because I'm listening to this while I'm out and about. Because I quite like walking.
yeah,
So listening to music while I'm walking is one of those things. I'll listen to podcasts while I'm walking or something like
yeah.
that. So yeah, it is worth paying for.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, next one. What was your first screen device other than a TV? And what year was it?
My what year? I'm not sure on the year, but I do know what it was. It was the original Nintendo DS, the
Your
big
first screen
blocky
device. Your
silver
first
one.
screen device. Really?
Yeah, yeah, it was the original Nintendo DS, big silver blocky thing. And I had it, and I loved it to bits. I used my dad's Game Boys before that, um, and I think I ended up sort of taking his Game Boy Advance off of him
Yeah.
because I enjoyed that so much.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, my first one was the DS.
DS. Wow. Wow. Interesting. Okay. We don't know what year that is. I'm not gonna look that up. Someone could tell us. Maybe someone in the chat. What year did the DS come out?
If
I'm
I
guessing.
if I was to guess, 2005,
Maybe earlier. Maybe. Maybe.
maybe.
Maybe earlier. I'm thinking like 2002, 2001.
No, 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 it's not that early because I would have been one because I was born in 2000. I'm a young kid. Um, so yeah, I was born in 2000. So I would expect I'd have been 5, 6 when I got it.
Oh, there we go. Brannigan in the chat. In the 2004 in Japan and 2005 in the EU.
2005 near you.
There you
There
go.
you go.
Thank you, BB. Love your work. Friend of the show. Shout out to BB. Friend of the show. Brannigan's brushes. Um. Okay, here's the new questions for the week, and we might reuse these because I've already tested it out on a friend. These questions, and they're
Okay.
really good. They're really good. So the first one: who's your preferred Joker? Is it Heath Ledger or is it Joaquin Phoenix?
Oh, those are my two.
They're your two. They're your options. I'm not giving you any more.
Okay. See, this is where I admit one of my darkest secrets. I've never seen the Dark Knight trilogy.
Wow.
Um,
Wow. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh, wow.
but with that being said, I'm still going to give it to Heath Ledger.
Just because, wait.
Only just.
Wait. You haven't seen it. You haven't seen the movie, and you're still giving it to him.
Yeah, I've seen clips of it. I've seen
you've seen clips.
here and there.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm giving it to Heath Ledger.
Okay.
Sorry, Joaquin. The film's great and everything, but sorry, Brand Against Brushes. Yeah, it's a sin. I know it's a sin, but yeah, I've seen the first half of Batman Begins.
I'm saying this now. If you and I'm gonna probably say it again during this show. If you're gonna take anything away from this show, you're gonna take away that you need to watch The Dark Knight, not the trilogy. You don't need to see all three. You just need to see the middle one. The middle one is the best one, and it is. You have to. You can watch that by itself, and you can just understand everything. And
my best friend did that actually. He's not into superheroes at all. He's not really into films, but he watched that one and he's just like one of his favorite films.
Yeah, it's it's in my top 10. Yeah.
I'll give him a watch. I'll definitely give him a watch.
And you have to get back to us. You have to get back to us with your review. My answer for the question is also Heath Ledger. I actually recently watched today the Joaquin Phoenix Joker, and it's still a great movie and it's still a great like Joker. But what I said to my friend today was like, if you reverse the roles of, if you put Joaquin Phoenix in The Dark Knight and you put Heath Ledger in Joker by itself, they don't work. They don't go as good. They don't go as good, right? Because Heath Ledger had the Batman, like he had the Batman interaction, and he had that dynamic. It made it like so much better.
But that's what makes him so good as the Joker, I think, is the way that he deals with Batman.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
The sort of interrogation and things like that is great.
Okay, here's the last one. I don't know if you're going to take this well, but okay. You have to pick one console manufacturer and delete the others. Ready? You gotta pick one. You gotta pick one console manufacturer and delete the others. Sony, Nintendo, and Microsoft. Pick one, delete the rest.
Here's that controversy we were on about earlier.
That's the controversy.
I'm picking Sony.
Okay.
I had a PlayStation 1. I had a PlayStation 2. Skipped the PlayStation 3. But I have a PlayStation 4. And will probably pick up a 5. And when I skipped the 3, I swapped to the Xbox 360 instead.
Oh, okay.
Just because that's what all my friends were playing. And I was like, oh, right, yeah, I'll get one of those as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, PlayStation 1, 2, and 4. I loved the 1. I adored the 2. I had a limited edition PlayStation 2, which was a thick silver one. Apparently they didn't make many of those. But yeah, I had a PlayStation 2, loved it. Many fond memories of many games that I had for it. And the PlayStation 4, I adored it. The graphics quality of seemingly everything that came out, and that really underused middle bit of the controller, the sort of touchpad thing, that was great for the games that actually utilized it, and then everything else moved on and forgot about it.
Yeah.
And used it as a sort of a select button, because it didn't have it had the share button rather than the select button. But yeah, I'm keeping Sony. Oh, the PSP.
Oh, PSP. Shout out to the PSP.
I had a PSP 3000, and it was red, and it was awesome. I had so many games for that, and films as well. One of my fondest memories were when we used to go on holiday. We used to go to the seaside, me and my parents, and I'd take the collection of films rather than a collection of games. I'd take maybe a couple of games as well, but the UMD films, Simpsons movie, especially Simpsons movie.
Yeah.
I watched and watched and watched that. Spider-Man 2 as well. No, was it? Yeah, Spider-Man 2. Yeah. Those were just two that I remember.
Yeah, right. I had to change this question because when I originally wrote this question, I just said pick one, and my friend who answered it, he took it as the universe, not the console. So he went like, goodbye Microsoft. I like Windows 10, but goodbye Microsoft. Goodbye, goodbye Sony. Or like he was answering like it was like everything Microsoft, everything Nintendo, everything Sony. And I had to it was a great answer. He gave me this great answer today, but like I had to rewrite the question. I said, okay, thank you for the answer, but like really, I meant to say console, like console manufacturer. Like that's what I really want. But it is a good question to ask. Like the whole the whole Sony universe, the whole Nintendo universe, and the whole Microsoft. But for me, with the console, it's easy. I can easily delete Microsoft because I never really had Xboxes. I had an Xbox 360 once, and I never played it. And I bought it for Bioshock or something, and then I played Bioshock for 10 minutes, and then didn't play it again. But I've always had Nintendo stuff, and I've always had Sony stuff. I've had the PlayStation 1 all the way through 4. I'm going to get a 5 soon, eventually, maybe next year. But I think I've played them both equally, like the Sony stuff and the Nintendo stuff, but I've had more Nintendo stuff. But then when I swapped I stopped playing my N64 back in the day and and then I bought I sold my N64 back in the day when I was a kid, and I bought a PlayStation 1, and I swapped teams back then.
You swapped it out.
Oh man, I swapped because I wanted like Metal Gear Solid, I wanted Crash Bandicoot, I wanted like all the I can't remember what else there was on PlayStation 1, but
Crash is the big one, isn't it?
Sorry?
Crash Bandicoot is the big one.
It was big when it first came out. Yeah, it was big when it first came out. I think it was just at the time. I just wasn't playing my N64 anymore. I played enough GoldenEye. I played enough Mario Kart. I played enough Smash Brothers. I just like this Sony PlayStation was doing this new stuff, and I needed to have it. So
yeah.
If I have to pick one and delete the other, I don't know, because like I love if you ask younger me, I'm probably going to pick Nintendo, but older me, I don't play much Nintendo stuff anymore, and I play like in my older years I played more Sony stuff than Nintendo stuff, like Grand Theft Autos, Last of Us, things like that. So it hurts to say it.
Oh, I've lost you on the call.
I'm back. All right. Hold on. And hold on. Technical difficulties.
It hurt that much. You disappeared from existence.
It hurt. It did hurt that much. There we go.
There we are.
There we go. And we're back.
So we're all on tenterhooks. Which side are you
on? I have to. If I have to pick one or the other today, we've stuff coming out. We've stuff coming out for Nintendo and stuff coming out for Sony. And if I'm gonna get a new Switch or a new PlayStation, like a PS5, I think I'm gonna pick the PlayStation. So I have to pick Sony. Sorry, Nintendo. Like Nintendo's my love, but Sony's too good.
For me, Nintendo have all these excellent ideas, like the Switch and the Wii and things like that. Sort of obviously more recently, their movement controls and all the things the Switch can do is really impressive. But then they don't utilize necessarily what the full capability of the console is. Similar to the PlayStation 4, actually, what I was saying about the touch pad.
Yeah.
Very few games actually used it.
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto had a great thing with the light in the controller, in which it would, if you were being chased by the police, it would flash blue and red. And I think that's the most impressive thing I've ever seen a controller do.
Yeah.
That light was really cool for working out which player is which and things like that is good. But then to have it sort of actually active and swap the colors like a police chase, that was I'll never forget seeing that the first time.
Yeah. Very true. All right, that's all my questions for you for now. We've got more questions in the show with all the extra stuff we've got, but that was just to get to know you a little bit better, and we had some good answers. Thanks, Jack. Let's get into our first segment of the day, the news. Okay, first one is Netflix's docuseries Cocaine Cowboys is a wild ride through the Miami drug lore. Sex, drugs, and speedboats are only the beginning in the latest Florida-based chronicle of the vice from filmmaker Billy Corbin. This is by Dan Jackson at Thrillist.com. He says, almost every week, Netflix uploads a new shipment of true crime documentaries to an audience that can't get enough. It's so true. After the success of early miniseries Making a Murderer and The Keepers, the streaming giant rapidly increased its supply of confessional-filled movies and news clip-packed shows to meet the growing demand. Occasionally, when watching a show like the recent Night Stalker or Sons of Sam, the two bloated series have revisited headline-generating cases from the past, and you can feel the supply chain shaking under the pressure created by pumping out so much product. The formula that was once so addicting becomes stale. But at a first glance, Cocaine Cowboys, the Kings of Miami, is the latest project about the Florida drug trade from filmmaker Billy Corbin, and looks like another victim of Netflix's tendency to turning a fascinating, worthy story into an overburdened, repetitive, multi-episode narrative. After all, Corbin has already made 2007's wildly entertaining Cocaine Cowboys and 2008 sequel Cocaine Cowboys 2, and neither runs longer than 2 hours. It's like, does anyone really need a 6-episode deep dive in a topic that's already been so thoroughly worked over and explored in such detail? So, Jack, this is my question to you. Do you find true crime? How do you find true crime? And would you watch this? And have you seen any of the shows that were mentioned?
It's not for me. True crime is not something I invest any time into. I know it's possibly the most popular category on Netflix, and other streaming services as well. I know that a lot of people, especially people my age, seem to love true crime stories.
Yep.
And trying to work out where things are going next and why that happened, and it's all that sort of playing detective along with it, isn't it? But sort of crime as a topic of media doesn't interest me. Whether it be true crime, whether it be a crime drama, LA Noire, didn't get that either.
Yeah.
So I don't understand the fascination with criminality in the media.
Okay.
So yeah, it's not for me. I'm sure it's interesting.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that if I sat down and watched it, I'd go, "Oh, I didn't know that," or "I didn't expect that," or something like that. But it's not for me, sadly.
Yeah, I'll give you a bit of an insight. I actually love them. But like it's because like I'm learning about history. Like it's real. So it's stuff that's happened in history, whether it's Ted Bundy, the mass murderer, or whether it's like some guy in New York in the 80s that murdered prostitutes, right? And like it's real stuff that happened, and it's like it's a history lesson. Like it's stuff that like I missed out on. Like I wasn't alive. I was alive in the 80s, but I was a baby in the 80s. So I didn't get to read the newspapers back then, but I get to see a documentary of stuff that happened back then. It's like reading the papers back then, you know?
Yeah, it's strange you mentioned the Ted Bundy thing. I've seen a docudrama that was based on sort of Ted Bundy. He was played by Zac Efron, I believe.
Yeah, I've seen that. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I don't know if that's the right phrase. It was good. It was well made, and it from what I know, it stayed faithful to the story. But that's sort of my limit. The sort of dramas based on real events. So when you see these sort of factual crime shows and you get the reconstructions in them, those I'm there for. I like the reconstructive stuff. But when it says when it's like news reports cut together with somebody narrating over a slideshow of images, that's not for me. But yeah, no, I know it has a massive appeal. And is probably really, really interesting.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's all right. It's pretty interesting. Like I said, it's like a history lesson. But like it's not for everyone. It's not for everyone. But I'll give this one a watch. I was actually about to watch this one, the Cocaine Cowboys one. But I decided to go to sleep instead, so I turned it off. But it's on my list. It looks interesting. I like watching the fictional drug trade series like Narcos, and watching the Pablo Escobar story and the Mexican drug trade and all that. I loved watching all them. Like that was like
I've not got onto Narcos yet. That is on the list. But my list is so long, it's ridiculous. So I'll never watch everything that's on my list.
Yeah.
Like the Dark Knight trilogy, for example.
Oh, that's got to be on the top of your list now. That's got to be on the top.
That's got to go up. Yeah,
that's got to go on the top of the list. Okay, all right. The next one's a big one. Diablo 2 Resurrected release date, beta launch time, and how to get your early access on PS5, PS4, Xbox, and PC. Blizzard is getting ready to hold the Diablo 2 Resurrected beta, which kicks off this week. For pre-order customers only. This is by Liam Martin at express.co.uk. So Diablo 2 beta is today in the UK. It's actually 6 p.m. 6 p.m. BST. So that's tonight for you, Jack.
It's just 8 hours time. Yeah. Well,
and for me in Australia, it's actually 3 a.m, which is I'm gonna be asleep. So I'm gonna play. I'm actually gonna play tomorrow. Spoilers. I'll say that in a minute. And they can play from the closed. It's the closed beta is from today, August 13 to the August 17th. To get a code, you gotta pre-order the game on your preferred platform. Beta is available to preload now, so you can quickly download and avoid missing a second of action. If you haven't pre-ordered Diablo 2 yet, don't worry, because the open beta, available to everyone, the open beta is actually going to be on the August 17th. And that'll go to... oh, no, sorry. Yeah, or is it August 17th? I read something different about that. Sorry, public open beta is 21st. Sorry, 21st of August. My mistake. 21st to the 23rd of August. I got my dates mixed up for a second. Sorry. And just to note that on Xbox, you need Xbox Gold to access the beta. on Xbox, so that's something to note. And PlayStation Plus isn't required. Oh, it's not necessary for the open beta though. Next week, Xbox Gold. But PlayStation Plus isn't required for either beta tests. But it is required for the online play at launch. And sadly, Diablo 2 Resurrected beta is not playable on Nintendo Switch. Beta will give fans a chance to test out 5 character classes, including 2 brand new classes. So they are the Druid, the Paladin, the Sorceress, the Barbarian, and the Amazon. So, Jack, are you a Diablo fan?
No.
No!
Diablo is one of those things that completely passed me by.
Wow.
I've obviously heard of it, never played it, never looked into it. But with you just saying the character classes, then I'm on board. I'm absolutely on board. Playing as the they're standard fantasy classes, aren't they?
Yeah.
Maybe not the Amazon, but no, sell me on it. Sell me on Diablo.
Oh, dude, it's like, okay, I'll sell you my best way to sell it is like when I was a teenager and Diablo 2 was around when I was a teenager and I played my first Dungeons and Dragons game with some friends. I didn't have the attention span to sit there and play Dungeons and Dragons with pen and paper and books. And I said, I'm going to go to my computer and play Dungeons and Dragons with my character and kill monsters and loot chests and kill bosses on the computer because it's faster and it's quicker and you're leveling a character and you're going through the world and you're doing quests.
So it's a dungeon crawler then, is it?
Dungeon crawler, RPG, action RPG. Yeah, and you can play with friends.
I'm on board. I'm sold.
Yeah,
I love a good dungeon crawler.
Oh, dude. You have to give this a go. Give this a go. The open beta, 21st of August, for free. You can just try this game out for free.
Yeah, I'll absolutely give that a go.
Try this out for free. I want to say this, the most Diablo that I've played is Diablo 3. I had such a good time playing when it came out and then coming back over the years, coming back and making a new character, playing with different friends. Very replayable. Diablo 2, though,
replayability, yeah.
It's a lot of replayability, yeah. Diablo 2 played a little bit as a teenager, but not as much as Diablo 3. So this is why I'm very excited to deep dive into this Diablo 2 resurrected.
That's what that was going to be my question. Is it a remaster of the
It's totally rebuilt. They're not using the original game. They've rebuilt the game with a new engine and new graphics and new stuff. Like, it's totally it's okay. Did you hear about the people that remade the Tony Hawk Pro Skater games recently?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Those guys work for Activision. Activision owns Blizzard. They got the guys that remade Tony Hawk Pro Skater to do the Diablo.
Wow.
Yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be good, man.
Yeah, that is going to be good, yeah.
I pre-ordered. I pre-ordered today. I've already organized with a friend. We're playing tomorrow when we can play closed beta. And I'm going to stream it if my computer can handle it. I found out today I couldn't stream a game because it was too powerful. A game today was too powerful for me to stream for the first time. So this is a new game. I might not be able to stream it, but we'll see. I'll try it out. It's going to be fun. I'm going to play it regardless.
It's worth a shot.
Yeah, it's going to be good. All right. Last news article, and then we can move on to something else, is everything we know about HBO's The Last of Us TV show. By Lauren Ruse at Kotaku. And before I get into this article real quick, have you heard of, you've heard of The Last of Us, right? Because you're a Sony fan.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll continue, and then I'll ask you my question. Movies based on video games don't have the best track record, but TV shows based on video games still have relatively a clean slate. There's an endless number of video game adaptations coming down the pipe, including big-name projects like Amazon's Fallout series and Paramount's Halo TV show, though none may be more anticipated than HBO's adaptation of The Last of Us. And HBO announced it last year, over a year ago, and it's been picking up steam as they head into filming. While details are still thin on the ground, here's some things that we know at the moment. So at the moment, we know that the Last of Us game director and Naughty Dog co-president Neil Druckmann is actually is on board as an executive producer.
Excellent.
Excellent. That's good news. That's very good news.
That's great news.
Here's something I'm a bit worried about. They've hired some unknown directors. These names we're never going to hear. I've never heard of these names before. I'm gonna botch these names. Kantemir Balagov, Jazamilia Zabanik, and Ali Abbasi. And they're taking a bunch of episodes, but we I don't know. We'll see what happens. I don't know. We haven't seen these directors before. Maybe they'll be really good. We don't know. But this guy named Gustavo Santao Alalia, he gave us the Last of Us soundtrack. He is on board to compose the music for the show.
Great.
So if you like the music in this Last of Us game, you're gonna love the music in the TV series.
Music in the show. That's great.
Yeah. The cast, Joel and Ellie, are incredibly popular and well-written characters, but they were portrayed by actors Troy Baker and Ashley Johnson, both in the video games. But neither actor will be carrying on their character in the TV show, unfortunately. So instead, we've got Game of Thrones stars Bella Ramsey. I'm pretty sure off the top of my head, that's the girl, the little lord. You know, she says like she's the lord of Can Stark or something. You know when Jon Snow and Sansa Stark go to all the different houses and they ask for help, right?
Okay, yeah.
And then they go to this house. They go to this house in the north, and it's a little girl, and she's the head of the house, and it's this little girl, and she's really tough, and she's like,
"Got you, yeah,
we'll stand by you, Lady Stark. We will stand by you, Lady Stark, because we always stand by House Stark." Do you know that girl?
Yeah, It's been a while since I've seen Game of Thrones. But yeah, I vaguely know.
But it's her. That's her. That's her.
Okay.
She's from Game of Thrones.
The right age.
Yeah, she's probably grown a little bit now since then because she was really little when she was in Game of Thrones. But that's good because Ellie is a young teenager. And Pedro Pascal as Joel. What a casting!
Is that the Mandalorian?
That is the Mandalorian himself.
That is very good casting.
Playing Joel, yeah, absolutely. We also know that Joel's brother, Tommy, will be played by the Terminator Dark Fate star Gabrielle Luna. And Tess will be portrayed by Fringe's Anna Trov. Don't know who that is. And Nico Parker is playing Sarah, Joel's daughter. There we go. Okay. Last but not least, the release date. The filming schedule signals a late 2022 or an early 2023 release at best. The episode, yeah, I know. The episode count isn't confirmed, but it's expected to make up 10 episodes for the first season. So, The Last of Us will debut on HBO and HBO Max in the US, which makes it a likely candidate for binge here in Australia. I don't know how you get HBO or HBO Max in the UK. How do you get that?
HBO is they have a channel, and I believe they're owned by Sky, who are a sort of broadcast provider.
Yeah.
And yeah, they have a channel called Sky Atlantic, if I remember correctly, and they show quite a lot of HBO shows. like Game of Thrones was on that. Westworld.
Oh, yep.
Uh,
Yep. Yep.
was Walking Dead HBO?
No, that's AMC.
AMC. Well, that was. I'm sure that was on Sky Atlantic. The point of it was the American broadcast television programs that would come over here and onto that channel.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
So when it started, it was all American programs. Now I think there's some bits of all over the world, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So my question after that, after reading that massive news article, is how did you find The Last of Us, and are you excited for this TV show?
I played about 10 minutes of the first one, and I'm excited for the show though. I'm very excited for the show, but I never really got a chance to play the game.
Okay.
I can't remember what I was playing at the time, but I had a copy of Last of Us.
Yeah.
And I started it up and I got into it, and then I swapped it back out for whatever I was playing.
Yeah.
So it didn't really grip me, but the art style of The Last of Us, their promotional material especially, I love. And something that always stuck with me is I remember seeing an image of a Lego set somebody had made that was completely custom, that was like this sort of rundown building with the two characters stood outside it. And that looked really nice. So I'm on board for replaying or restarting the game, playing through it, and watching the show. But yeah, I don't know why I never played it. There's quite a lot of games like that that I'm sure we might get into if we get into the games bit. There's quite a lot of games that just either passed me by or I played for a little bit and never continued, and big games as well. But yeah, The Last of Us is one of those, unfortunately.
Okay. I got a funny story actually. I used to live I used to live in a house a bunch of years ago with 4 people, and we'd have friends over that would visit, and we bought The Last of Us on PS3 when it first came out. We're playing as a group, right? And like watching it and playing it and taking turns and absorbing the story. And one day I went to work and I came home and the boys couldn't help themselves and they played a few hours without me.
Oh no!
So I missed like a bunch of the story, and then I lost interest in that, and then I missed the ending. And I haven't touched Last of Us 2 yet.
That's good though. That means you can go back and
I can go back. I can go back. So I bought The Last of Us 1 remastered on PS4. Yep. And I've got it when now I just need to play it, and I've been sitting around with it for a couple of years now, and I need to finish 1 before I buy 2. And I've heard that 2 is really good. Yeah.
I should pick up The Last of Us 1 remastered.
But I'm really excited about this TV series because I love post-apocalyptic themes, especially with zombies. Mm-hmm. And I absolutely adore Pedro Pascal. I love him in Game of Thrones. I love him in The Mandalorian.
Oh, of course. Yeah, he was in Game of Thrones as well.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And
great actor.
A great actor. And now he's going to be in this. That's going to be great. All right, that's enough of the news. Let's go into our second segment. We've got still a little bit to go. Let's keep going. Second segment. What are we watching? All right, I'll go first because mine's quick. It's I'm still watching Rick and Morty, the new season. The latest episode came out with Bird Person. It's if you know the series, it's you'll know what I'm talking about. Bird Person is back. They did a revisit, and it's interesting what happens. It's really good. Good episode. I'm not sure if any more episodes are coming out because I looked up Wikipedia and it looks like episode 8, which is this latest one, looks like the last episode of the season. I think. I don't know. Didn't say if it's finished. It didn't like wrap up any story or anything, but I don't know. And I'm still waiting for Animal Kingdom to finish releasing, but I might start watching it soon because if I don't start watching some new docos. So, Jack, what are you currently watching? But it's like, there's also another question coming, which is, what have you finished recently? So, what are you watching?
Okay.
Like, what are you watching at the moment, week by week? Sort of like, yeah. Anything you're in the middle of, or anything you know, yeah.
What If has just started on
Oh
Disney
yes,
Plus.
oh my god, I forgot about that. I should have watched that today.
The
Oh,
the first episode is amazing. It's
oh.
so impressive.
I
And
read on Twitter. It's got Peggy Carter. All right, don't tell me. Don't tell me. Okay, it's good.
no,
It's
no,
good.
I'm not going any further than that. But
Okay.
yeah, it's wow. I sat and watched it, and it was like watching one of the MCU films. I mean, it's only sort of half an hour long or something like that, but I was watching it and I was blown away.
All right, I can't
It's
wait. I'm
great.
watching it tonight. That's it. Thank you. Okay.
What else am I watching? The possible British audience you may have. I'm watching Love Island.
Oh no.
Um,
Oh,
yeah,
oh no.
yeah, I know it's got an Australian one, hasn't it? Yeah.
Yes.
That's weirdly being shown over here. Um, the Australian one and the American one, and of course the British one. But see, I watched Love Island is a guilty pleasure of mine.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I enjoy it because I like seeing idiots on TV.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
These people that are so sort of weak-minded that they think they've found their one true love after 20 minutes of talking to them. And then after that 20 minutes is finished, they go and speak to somebody else, and now all of a sudden they're their true love. And it's that thing of it's a competition, and you sort of forget that it's a competition. It's really well structured television, and it's
Okay.
really well edited television.
Okay.
So, like I say, I'm a media student, so watching it with that sort of evaluating mindset
Yeah.
makes it so much better.
Okay.
Because the actual production that goes into the show, finding these people they know are going to deliver on camera, and putting work into the challenges and the commentary. We have a comedian who narrates it over here called Ian Sterling. He's an amazing, really, really funny guy. And his wife actually presents it. So it's like, it's both of them. And yeah, it's great watching.
Yeah. Right.
I'm
Yeah.
about half a series behind actually, but
Okay.
yeah, it is really amusing.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. Okay, interesting what we're watching at the moment. Interesting. Okay, I'll go first with what we've finished recently. I'll go 1st Is I just finished yesterday Masters of the Universe Revelation. Oh man.
Oh, is this the new one?
It's the new one. It's apparently a sequel to the original series. So they've written new stuff in the story. So with He-Man and Skeletor and all the other characters, it's like I was watching
characters nobody knows.
Yeah, but I don't want to spoil it, but there's a couple of characters I really fell in love with. But it's like I was watching a Dungeons and Dragons campaign. Like it's like the show writer was like a dungeon master, and he had his party, and there was a quest, a massive quest, and then they had to go here, and then they had to do this, and then they had a boss to fight, and then they had, oh my god, and then they got to the end, and then I'm not going to spoil anything. It's this massive ending, and there's going to be there has to be another season because it was a massive cliffhanger. And it was so good, dude. I heard it was good. It was co-written by Kevin Smith, if you know who Kevin Smith is.
The name rings a bell. Yeah.
Clerks 2. He's the actor that plays Jay and Silent Bob.
Got it. Yep.
But he's not an actor. He's a writer. He writes.
He's a writer.
He writes stuff. Yeah. So he co-wrote this series, which is it came off him, which is really cool. And like I mentioned earlier, I rewatched Joker for the second time, and man, it's deep. Oh man. But
yeah, I should give that a rewatch.
Oh, it's deep, man. Like, don't do it before bed. I started watching it in bed, and then I had to turn it off. I had to go to sleep, and then I finished it today when I was doing stuff. And it's one of my friends said, like, oh, don't watch it in bed, like while you're trying to go to bed. Like, that's, oh man, bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty full on, and but it's a good movie. It's really good movie. Like,
it is a great movie. Yeah,
it's a really good movie, but it's just really deep and really emotional. So. What have you finished? Anything recently?
I
Either
finished Loki.
Finished Loki? Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
That was amazing.
Oh, amazing.
Loki is one of my favorite comic characters.
Okay.
And it's probably one of the top comic villains, and not even just Marvel villains, like comic book villains.
Yeah.
And Tom Hiddleston, fantastic actor, and all the sort of references and the jokes and things like that.
Yeah,
great, absolutely loved it. So there's that I just finished. What else have I just finished? It's called Secrets of Animal Kingdom or something like that. Inside Animal Kingdom. It's a show on Disney Plus about the Animal Kingdom theme park in Florida, which is it's a theme park, but it's a conservation effort as well. It's kind of like a theme park zoo, and they do a lot of conservation, and there's a lot of animal welfare is a massive focus. And this is sort of behind the scenes. It's what the guests don't get to see. So it's conversations with the vets, and you see them sort of doing the surgeries on the animals. And
okay.
They're working on one of the stories that sort of sticks out to me is somebody drops something in one of the pools, and a ray of some sort, whether it's a manta ray or a stingray or whatever it is, swims by and eats it, and it's like a bit of plastic or something like that, and immediately they pull it out of the water and they take it to go to the surgery, and they get the thing out of its mouth and they put it back in the water, and it's sort of like an hour to do this, to get it out of the water and get it back in the water and do the surgery and stuff.
Yeah.
It's really impressive, and obviously all the other stuff they do, they take care of elephants, giraffes, and crocodiles, and everything. Every sort of pretty much every animal they have. It shows you how they care for it, what they're doing. Like they do ultrasound scan on a porcupine or something like that, and so it's in like a pet carrier, and they have like a little, it goes up, like two rods go up, and there's a beam across it, and the porcupine comes out the pet carrier, and it knows what to do, and it stands up with its front feet on this bar and just lets this woman do the ultrasound. It's fantastic. It's amazing to see how they train these animals, and how much sort of care they give them, and how much sort of respect they get back from the animals as well. It's really good TV show.
What's it called again?
I believe it's Inside Animal Kingdom or Secrets of Animal Kingdom or something like that.
Okay, so it's on Disney Plus.
Yeah,
all right, I'll have a look. I'll have a look. Okay, look for an animal show on Disney Plus. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll check it out. Okay. Is there anything else you've finished recently, or should we move on?
No, see, the thing about finishing shows, I get about halfway through every show and then I'll watch a new one. So there's
Oh,
so
you're
many
one of
shows. I'm like
those.
half. Yeah, I'm one of those. Yeah,
Ah,
yeah. Never finished Walking Dead. Never. Well, now I've got the opportunity. Now it's on Disney Plus. Haven't finished Rick and Morty.
oh, get on that.
Those are the two sort of that stick out. But yeah, the Flash, the CW Flash. I was watching that, and then I was like, oh, this is the same thing, and I stopped watching it, and I need to sort of wrap up that series and then stop watching it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just do that quite often. Just get halfway through a series and abandon it.
Did you finish Game of Thrones at least?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, I did
Good.
finish Game of Thrones.
Good. Good.
Eventually.
Good.
It was when I watched the first two series and then left it for ages,
Did
and
Did
then
you
finally binged it.
Did you finish Mandalorian
Yes, finished Mandalorian. That
season
was
2?
Mandalorian series 1 and 2, and the 3 Marvel shows that have been out so far on Disney Plus. I watched them as they came out.
Oh, good.
Um, yeah, there's a lot of things that passed me by on Disney Plus. Luca and Soul, and the movies that they just released onto that. Raya and the Last Dragon.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of Disney. Got myself a Toy Story T-shirt on. But yeah, for whatever reason, I just haven't watched new releases.
Okay. Okay. Let's all right, let's move on to our next segment, what we're playing. Jack, I have no idea what you play. So I'm gonna guess maybe RPGs or survival. I don't know. Tell us, what do you play? What have you been playing?
In a sense, I suppose. So recently I've just moved house. So I've reconnected with my PS4, and I've been playing quite a lot on that. I've been playing Spider-Man.
Okay.
So I got Spider-Man. I pre-ordered it. Got it delivered to my house on the day of release. Played it for a bit, for a good few hours. Did a lot of the side missions. Didn't do a lot of the story. And then I looked the other day, and I hadn't played it since September 2018. So I started a fresh campaign, and I've been playing that quite a bit recently.
Yep.
Really enjoying that.
Yeah.
I've loved Spider-Man pretty much as long as I can remember.
Yeah.
And getting to swing around what, as far as I can tell, a very accurate version of New York.
Yeah.
That is such a good feeling. So yeah, quite a lot of my time at the moment is Spider-Man.
Cool. Would you be interested in playing the sequel, Miles Morales?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I'd be. Again, since Miles was sort of invented and brought into the Spider-Verse as a character, I'm on board with it. I like it. I love his backstory and how it's similar to Peter's story. I've got a couple of Miles comics actually.
Oh, nice.
Really good reads, and I'm sure the game will be similar.
Yeah. All right. And is there anything that you're wanting to play in the future?
Yes. So I don't pre-order games. Quite often I'll buy games if they're cheap or if they interest me through the marketing or something like that. So my PC gaming, quite a lot of it is buying old stuff in Steam sales.
Yep.
But I have pre-ordered a game recently. I pre-ordered the Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
The Lego Star Wars, massive. The games, the sets as well, I suppose, but the games, massive part of my childhood, and so were the rest of the Lego games. TT, who make them, fantastic games company. They always knock games out of the park, and I know they're struggling through COVID, they've had to let people go. They've had people resign because they didn't necessarily go about it in the best of ways. But nevertheless, I did pre-order. I pre-ordered the Nintendo Switch version in an effort to get me to play more of my Switch.
Oh, nice.
I ordered the Steelbook version, and the Steelbook is Han Solo and Carbonite. So it will be sort of tall and thin. So it will, in theory, look like a nice Han Solo and Carbonite on my a Lego-ified Han Solo and Carbonite
Awesome.
on my shelf.
That's awesome.
And you get a little Luke Skywalker minifig with it, drinking some blue milk. He's got like a carton of blue milk.
Sounds like you're a big Star Wars fan, man.
Oh, I'm a huge Star Wars fan. Saying that, I actually have nothing Star Wars on my desk.
That's all right.
But yeah, I'm a massive Star Wars fan.
Yeah, all right.
Just to the right of me, actually, I've got a collection of die-cast Star Wars characters.
Nice.
And ships and things like that.
All right, just before we move on, I have to ask this because we've brought it up that you're a massive Star Wars fan. What's your favorite trilogy? And what's your favorite trilogy and why?
It's my favorite trilogy. The prequel trilogy is my favorite trilogy.
Good answer. Good answer. Good answer. Yes.
Wow, that's the best reception I've ever gotten.
Oh my god, I'm so sick of people like hating the prequels. It's so like. Go ahead.
The prequels are a similar age to me. So I grew up watching them. My dad's a huge Star Wars fan as well, and grew up with the original trilogy.
Yeah.
So made sure that I was watching the prequels.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I was saying on my stream last night actually that my second favorite Star Wars episode is episode 1. And probably it's probably 1, 3, 2 in the sort of tier list of that trilogy.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, 2's famously not the best film, but I love General Grievous, and something that really sticks out to me, Revenge of the Sith, is there's a bit where the ship's sort of on an angle like that, and the camera follows it, and R2 just rolls past screaming, and that as a kid had me howling with laughter.
Oh yeah.
I was always a fan of the droid. I still am a massive fan of the droids, especially in Star Wars films. And yeah, watching The Phantom Menace for the first time, I was like, what is this madness? This is excellent. They're fighting with swords, but they're beams of light. And as a kid, I just remember being absolutely blown away by this weird devil-looking guy, and he's got 2 light bits on the end of his sword. What's going on there?
Yeah.
And I think there was a sort of wonderment of wanting to be Anakin in that film. Maybe not necessarily the later films, but that he's like, oh, he's the boy, and he's just got a normal life, and he doesn't do anything special. And then all of a sudden, these really special, cool people come, and he joins them and goes off on an adventure with them. Like, who doesn't want to be that kid, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I adore that film. It's got a very special place in my heart. As does Star Wars as a whole, obviously. But yeah, the original trilogy. Sorry, the sequel trilogy.
What?
No, I'm getting all of it mixed up now. The prequel trilogy.
We're gonna get really angry emails now. We're gonna get really angry emails where we have to correct yourself there. It's we got to call them what they are, and the originals are the originals.
Prequels are my top, sequels are my second. No. Oh, I'm losing it all. Prequels are my top, original are second, and the sequels are last.
Yeah, I'm the same.
Unless we can make a trilogy out of Solo, Rogue One, and the Clone Wars movie, in which case the sequels come fourth and that trilogy comes third.
Yeah.
Because those three films are great.
Yeah.
But
that's fair. That's fair. It's good to hear. It's good to hear it's good to hear someone else enjoying the prequels like I did. Like I think I won't go into it, but I'll just say this. I'll just say one thing. I'll just say I think that the Darth Maul Obi-Wan Qui-Gon fight scene is the pinnacle of Jedi versus Sith. Like that fight scene, oh man, that's
exactly what it should be. That and the Battle of Geonosis.
Battle of Geonosis.
The battle in the Geonosian arena that's a fantastic scene.
With all the Jedi, Jedi coming in. Yeah, I love it.
Just all these flashes of light against this big wall of tan.
I love
fantastic.
It. Absolutely love it. All right, what I've been playing is what I've been talking about recently on previous episodes is my recent WoW obsession. I've actually dropped off WoW now. I haven't touched WoW since my last episode. My last podcast episode, and I've got 4 days. I've cancelled my subscription, and I've got 4 days left of game time. I might jump in for one last little bit, but I really can't be bothered with the grind at the moment. And I want to enjoy my grind in other games, like stuff coming out, like New World. I want to grind in New World. I want to grind in Diablo 2. So I don't have time to grind in WoW. Like
No.
You know, I just don't have time. I also tried a demo of this game called Death Trash. It was it's early access. It's on Steam. It's a semi-pixelated RPG, post-apocalyptic, weird flesh monster setting. It's interesting. It felt like I was in Fallout, but like top down Fallout. So like I was running around and I was picking up rubbish and fighting monsters, these weird, like, I don't know, flesh monster people, and it's post-apocalyptic like Fallout, and it was weird, and it was just a demo.
To me, a little bit. What was is it Satisfactory? Is that the one with all the conveyor belts that's kind of top down? You got to defend your base?
No, Satisfactory is first person. We're building a base, we're building conveyor belts.
It is one of those sort of it's a top-down game, but it's like Satisfactory.
Okay, not that top-down. Okay, maybe like third person top-down. It's not like not really.
Oh, it's not like directly on top.
No, it's like sort of at an angle. It's like at this third person angle, but it's really far away. So you're like this little you can see a little person, and you're like running around. Yeah. It was a demo. I've heard all about it in podcasts that I've listened to recently, and I saw some things on Twitter, and it had a demo. So demos are free. I tried it out. I don't know if I'll buy it. I don't know. We'll see. I got other stuff to play at the moment. Like this game I'm about to mention that I picked up yesterday. The Ascent. I picked up The Ascent. I got it to play with a friend, but it wouldn't run on his PC, so we refunded it. Yeah, it was a bit sad, but it does run on my PC, so it's okay. I played it today. Jack, it's basically Cyberpunk Diablo. Oh my god, it is fantastic. If Cyberpunk and Diablo had a baby, this game is it.
It would be this.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I'll check that out.
So The Ascent
on the list to check out now.
It's really good co-op. I usually play Diablo-like games with friends, but I don't usually play solo.
Yeah, they get a little stale on their own, don't they?
Yeah, they get a little stale by yourself. I'd rather be with someone. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm playing Diablo 2 tomorrow with a friend. Like I'm so excited. I'm playing Diablo 2 tomorrow with a friend. I'm looking forward to that. That's what I wanted to mention. Yeah, tomorrow. Yeah, I've already said it. I'll say it again. I've pre-ordered Diablo 2, and we're playing tomorrow. And I'm gonna wake up, and I have to wake him up because he's gonna sleep in, and it's gonna be good. And I'm doing nothing. I'm not working tomorrow. I'm not streaming tomorrow. I'm gonna stream. Sorry, I'm not podcasting tomorrow. I'm not cleaning the house tomorrow. I'm playing Diablo tomorrow. That's all I'm doing. I can't wait.
Good stuff.
A few more segments to go. We're good. We're really good for time. We're really good for. I thought we were going bad for time, but actually we're going good for time. So let's get
All
into
right,
the next
sweet.
segment. What we've been streaming. So Jack, tell us about your channel, what it's about, and like what you do, and yeah, give us a rundown.
Okay, so the channel over here is MellowMiniatures, as some of you will know already. So primarily, I paint miniatures. It's on a Thursday night, start the stream, and we go for sometimes a couple of hours, sometimes a couple more hours. We just sort of see what the audience is like, how we feel or how I'm feeling. Because sometimes I get really into it and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm painting this mini. And then it's like 2.5 hours later and all I've done is one color. So sometimes I want to carry on and I aim to finish, finish to my standard at least, 1 miniature a stream. So I do, like say I paint them. Sometimes I come with an idea of what I want to paint, or sometimes like last night, I just put 10 miniatures on the desk and let the audience pick what they want to see. So I do stuff like that. Occasionally I do build things as well. The channel started off as a spin-off from a YouTube channel. And I found the YouTube quite a grind, and it wasn't producing what I wanted it to, and the video quality wasn't as good as I could as I wanted it to be for the sort of time I could invest. But I found with Twitch was really, really rewarding instantly. Yep. I wasn't like loading a video and then constantly clicking refresh to see how well the video had done or anything like that.
Yep.
I just put myself out there, and if people come and watch, people can watch. If people don't, then they don't. So yeah, I sit and I chill out because it's MellowMiniatures, so it's a nice low energy stream. We have a little bit of music on in the background. I've just come back after quite a significant break. So I've come back with a new overlay and there's some new sort of like hidden features and transitions and things like that. So it's all looking good. I don't want to jinx anything, touch wood. It's good for now.
That's great.
As Corvus has just said, when the music works. Yes, I started the stream yesterday and the microphone didn't work and the music didn't work. So dear. There's just no audio, and I managed to get those issues fixed.
Well,
we got the microphone and we got the music, so it was good.
They say you're not really a Twitch streamer unless you have technical difficulties every now and then.
Yeah.
So
and
when that happens,
one every stream for me.
When that happens, it makes your stream more authentic,
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Sort of going back to television, I love live television because things can go wrong, and when things go wrong on TV, it's great. It's like those compilations of news bloopers you see on YouTube quite a lot, and they get millions of views.
Yeah,
and it's because you're watching something and you think, right, expecting this to be a professional broadcast, and then a dog walks across the screen, or the light explodes, or something random happens. That is what I love about live broadcasting, which I think sort of played to my heart with the Twitch thing. I don't know what's going on with the light. I just seen my my camera keeps getting brighter and darker. I think the clouds are passing the window. There you go. That's another thing with the live broadcast.
Yep, exactly.
I can't edit this out.
Exactly.
If my camera's going weird, my camera's going weird. But yeah, I adore Twitch, and it gives me a great feeling of like self-worth, because these loyal people tune in week in, week out, no matter whether I've had a week off or I've had 5 months off, it's great to see the support and to have people talking to me while I'm doing my hobby. And yeah, it's just a really good time.
Absolutely. I think you can. I think you'll agree with this. That like why I got into miniature streaming as well, because I also stream miniatures, miniature painting from time to time. What I mainly did last year, for a whole year, was only miniature painting. And why I started it was like I wanted to I could paint miniatures whenever I want, but I wanted to talk to people while I did it. But I wanted to share my experience with what I was doing with people. So like, and then we can talk about what's happening, what's painting. They can ask questions. I'm not an expert, but like it's just sharing my experience of what I'm doing in real time while painting this particular miniature or whatever, and we can talk anything about it. And I love sharing that.
Yeah, I agree completely. I am not the best painter. I don't pretend to be the best painter.
Yeah.
I don't aspire to be the best painter.
Yeah.
I paint because I enjoy it.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things of, if people ask me a question like, what is that miniature? Where is it from? What color are you painting on it? Anything like that. It's good to have a chat about it. Because if not, I'm doing the hobby anyway. I'm sat painting, and while I'm sat painting, I think, oh, I could be socializing, but actually, I am. While I'm streaming, I am painting, and I'm reading the chat, and I'm responding to the chat, and we're having fun. We're playing games. I've got a thing called stream avatars. So there's little pixelated avatars. Some of them are Pokemon, some of them are Smash Bros characters.
Oh yeah.
They all just sort of run across the screen and they blow each other up and stuff like that. It's great. For most of my stream last night, you couldn't see me because there were so many characters just wandering around in front of the webcam. It is what it is.
Yeah, Corvus in chat says, he goes, as I'm painting while listening, it's though we are all around a painting table with our passions. Yeah.
And that's exactly the kind of vibe that I want.
I'm sure you will get the same thing with your channel, that some people tell me with my channel when I paint, people like to paint with me as well. Like they'll just go, oh, I'm going to paint at the same time as you. And I embrace that. I say, let's hobby together. Like I'm not doing I'm doing a paint along. I'm not doing a paint along or anything special like that. But just like someone doing some of their hobby while they're watching, and while I'm doing my hobby, it's really nice like to hear when I hear that.
Yeah, I quite often have somebody come in. Corvus, I believe, does it. When they come in, they just will paint along or will build along or whatever. Too Many Sprues, a good friend of mine, comes in and will always say hello.
Oh, you know Sprue?
I
know Sprues. Yeah, I know.
Oh,
I know Sprues. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Wow, there you go. It's a small world.
When you went live, you did say something about him being live, and I thought, but
no, I saw something on my Discord. He posted on my Discord, and I was like, oh, Spruce posted something on my Discord, and I was just like talking out loud, and
he did it on mine as well. So
shout out to Too Many Sprues.
Shout out Too Many Sprues. He comes in and he'll be painting, or he'll be building or whatever it is he's doing.
Yeah.
And I know a few people do it, but other people aren't involved in the hobby that watch. My moderator is also a good friend of mine in reality. He's nothing to do with the hobby anymore. He just likes supporting me and likes watching what I do and things like that. So some people do, some people don't. I'm completely happy either way. It's not exclusively for painters or anything like that. Just a good time. Just a good time to be had.
So my next question is, who have you been watching on Twitch recently? Like who do you want to shout out in this bit? Like
well, I've been watching Spruce couple days. So we've given Spruce a shout out. Who have I been watching religious. Can't sleep, must paint.
Haven't heard of him.
He's
Okay. Yeah, go on.
he's another British miniature painter, and his stream is fantastic. He does 2 streams a week, and they all start at like 9 o'clock till midnight. He does whatever Wednesday, where he can paint or build or whatever, literally whatever he wants. So whether it'll be a miniature for, Star Wars Legion or Star Wars X-Wing or Marvel Crisis Protocol, whatever it is he's into, on that day, he'll do that. But he also has Star Wars Sunday, which is exclusively for Star Wars miniatures.
Awesome.
And it will be, again, painting or building or priming or whatever it is he's doing. It's exclusively for that. But it's always a good time. He's got some really good channel point redemptions. He's got some sound effects, and his channel is themed. It's like a mixture of Star Wars and Jurassic Park, because he's really into both. I do enjoy. I very rarely miss a stream. There are some people where I go, oh, they're online, I might have a watch of them, or they're online, I'll pop in and say hello. But can't sleep, I do not miss a stream.
Wow.
It's I love it. It's always a really good time.
Yeah.
Really good community. It's actually where I met Corvus, who's in chat right now.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, I love it. Absolutely love it. So Can't Sleep, if I'm going to give one shout out, one major shout out, it's for Can't Sleep, Must Paint.
All right, I'll have to go check him out. For me, I haven't really watched much Twitch this week since the last week. Like usual, Bob Ross on the weekends, just because it's my love. I love watching Bob Ross every weekend in bed.
I always watch an hour or two of him. Yeah.
Yep. But I did get to catch my friend, and we already shouted him out at the start of the show, Brannigan's Brushes. He had a 400 follower celebration stream.
Oh wow!
And he's a friend of the show, and he's a friend of the show, friend of the channel, friend of mine, and it was a big celebration, and I'm glad I got to catch that, and also got to watch today one of my favorite art streams that wasn't miniatures. She was doing some painting, Jinkies, and I actually commissioned her to draw my emotes.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And so that's how much I like this artist. Like, yeah, I paid her to do my emotes. Yeah.
Why not?
But actually, I've been watching a lot of YouTube lately. Like, I watch my podcasts on YouTube these days, and I get some streaming news via the Alpha Gaming channel with Harris Heller. I don't know if you heard about. I don't know if you've heard of Harris Heller.
Alpha Gaming, I've heard.
Alpha Gaming is run by Harris Heller, and Harris Heller made Stream Beats, and that's the music. That's the stream friendly music that he that he's got everywhere. I use it. I love it. And of course, I've got a guilty pleasure on YouTube. Asmon Gold.
Asmon Gold.
Yeah, he's a WoW. He's famous for being a WoW streamer, but he's actually playing Final Fantasy 14 at the moment. I don't watch his game. I don't watch his game streams. I watch he does react videos when there's like stuff happening in the industry, and like a Blizzard employee has attacked Asmongold, and it's like he reacts to it, and like it's so entertaining the way he talks about like I don't watch his game streams. I think I don't watch him play games. I think that's that's not entertaining for me. But when he reacts to stuff on Reddit and things like that, like that's so entertaining. So that's what I've been watching online recently. The next segment is just a promo segment. It's just our mailbag segment. I want to tell people every week that we accept emails. So if you want to write into the show with a question, concern, an opinion, a recommendation, feel free to send us an email at thegoldtimespod@gmail.com, and we'll read it on the show. And if it's, not hate mail, actually, we'll probably read. We'll probably read hate mail too. But yeah, we'll do our best to answer the question with whoever's on. And if we get a question for if I get an email for Jack here, I'll pass it on to Jack, and we won't. And I'll try and get his answer and read it on the show.
I'll send you a response, definitely.
Yeah, we'll get a response from Jack, and we'll read it on the show the following week. So if you're definitely wanting a question from Jack or something like that, this is our last segment of the night. This is our question and answer segment, Q&A. If you want anyone in the chat right now, if you have a question for Jack, you have a question for me, maybe a question for both of us, now's the time. So I've already asked Jack a few lots of questions tonight, but I've definitely got one or two more in the bank before we go.
There was a question from Pandy G just before we started. That was top three favorite TV series.
Okay, we'll take that question. Yeah, that's a good that's a good one. That's Pandy G. Pandy G. Top three favorite TV series. Oh man. All right, you go first.
I'll take this one. First, top. I'll have to put Doctor Who.
Okay, Doctor. Okay.
Doesn't matter whether it's the old stuff or it's the new stuff. I'll take Doctor Who. Then I'm stuck. Star Wars Clone Wars.
Okay.
I'll probably put second.
Okay.
And then three. You know what? I'm going to go for another British one, which is probably one you've never heard of, called The Repair Shop.
Never heard of it.
The Repair Shop is so it's a big barn on a living museum, they call it, which is where they preserve something from a time period. And there's a lot of actors that work there, and it's like you're traveling back in time kind of thing. But the barn is on that land, but they don't have anything to do with that in the show. The Repair Shop is a bunch of people who are professionals in their craft, whether they're leather workers or they're metal workers or woodworkers or watchmakers, shoemakers, whatever they are. And people take their sort of family sort of heirlooms, and if they're damaged slightly, they take them in, or if they're damaged completely, there's been people that have taken ceramics just in like a carrier bag, and it's just been these smashed up bits of ceramic, and people have glued them all together and hidden all the seams and repainted it as they would in the time. So they repainted it with like hand painted and old pigments and things like that, and you can never ever see the repair. The stuff they do is magnificent, and it's everything from replacing wood to, like I say, gluing ceramic back together. Remaking stained glass windows, repainting old rusty like go-karts or things like that. And some of the stuff you see, they take it in and you think, what are they going to do with that? They're never going to fix that. And they do every single time. They fix it up like it's brand new. Sometimes like it's brand new. Sometimes they think, oh, can we leave this dent in it? Because that dent's sentimental as well as the item. There's a story behind it or something. And that, it's fantastic. Absolutely. If you are an English viewer, it's on the BBC on a Wednesday night at 8:00, I believe. It's really, I love it. Absolutely love it.
Okay.
So they're my top three. Okay. Very different shows, but they're my top three.
Okay. I thought while I was listening, I was like doing like this super, super sophisticated brain power where I was listening, processing what you were saying, and I was thinking of my answers.
Thinking of your three.
And I've got them. I've got like Game of Thrones is I absolutely love it. I can rewatch it. I've rewatched it many times. I've different seasons at different times, and I just love it. I don't care how bad the ending was or the ending stuff. I still think it was all great. I think as a whole show from start to finish, I think it was phenomenal. Like, and the story, the characters, the deaths, everything. I loved it. Number 2 would be Breaking Bad. I think like Breaking Bad for me was really, really big when it was in its day. And I thought that was really good TV, and I thought it was really good story, and I was like on the edge of my seat all the time, and I thought it had really good twists, and I love what's his name? The boss. He's in The Mandalorian now. The actor's Gianlucio. I can't even. I botched his name. Giancio. He's got Moff Gideon. Moff Gideon is.
Oh, Moff Gideon. Okay.
Yeah,
Moff. I've seen one episode of Breaking Bad.
Oh, okay. Well, Moff Gideon is in Breaking Bad. Gus Fring. Thank you, chat. Thank you.
Gus Fring.
Gus Fring is this ultimate like bad guy, and like Gus Fring is so good as this bad guy in this series, and it's got a lot of twists. This show, I think, like you have to watch this series, and it had really good ending. They didn't botch the ending. They really did it really well, and oh man, like Breaking Bad. That's in my top 3. It has to be. That's Game of Thrones, Breaking Bad, and I was thinking like, what's my third? Like, there's a 2 drama, fantasy, real life. And I was like, Walking Dead is up there, but it's not. I don't know if it's top 3. And I thought maybe I should put a comedy in there. That's really that I really enjoy. And if I put a comedy in there, it has to be Shameless. Shameless from the US version, because there's a UK
the US
version.
one.
Yeah, I haven't seen.
The UK is the original one, isn't it?
The UK. The UK is the original, but I first saw the US one, and I just fell in love. And this dysfunctional family with an alcoholic, drug addict father who does all sorts of fucked up shit, and it's hilarious. And the family, and there's all drama, and there's adventures, and this, and all the different family members have their own story arcs, and all sorts of stuff happens, and I love it. It's up to like season 10, like they're still going with it. Like
they're still going.
Oh, it's so popular, and they've like the writers want to keep going with it. Like they're just so much more. They can just take it. They can just keep going with it. I love it. Shameless. It's so funny, but it's also a drama. It's a drama comedy series. Like it's drama, but it's also like comedy. Like they're not trying to be funny, but you know what I mean? Like it's not.
Some of the situations they end up in.
It's so drama with things happening, but it's actually like fucking hilarious when things like certain things happen, and and that's part of in the writing. Like they did that, but it's not. It's not a comedy. They're not trying to be funny like a comedy. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like
I know what you mean.
That's my type of humor. I got a weird funny bone. I find a lot of things like not very funny. And when people or TV shows or movies like they try too hard and it's too obvious that they're trying so hard to be funny, I just go,
yes.
Yeah,
I found that with the US Office.
What, that it was funny or it wasn't?
No, that it was trying too hard to be funny. I know a lot of people love that. But the UK one, for me, is much funnier.
I haven't seen either. But I've been told that I should watch it. I've been told I should watch The Office.
Yeah. The UK one is so much more dry, and the US one is very clearly made for the American sense of humor, which isn't quite as dry as the British sense of humor. So a lot of things are maybe more obvious or sort of dwelled upon longer, whereas the UK one is a lot is a lot more dry and hides a lot more, and you've got to sort of read into things to fully understand the joke and things like that. It's it's much more British, but it's great.
Okay. 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 We got a question for both. If you could preserve one geeky fandom, which would it be and why? What do you mean, like, what do you mean by geeky fandom? Well, I mean, and what do you mean by preserve? Like, do you mean it's going to die and I want to keep it? Or is that what you mean? Like, it never dies? Like, it lives forever? What do you mean, Corvus? Do you mean like that? Preserve it like it lives forever? I know which one I'm keeping. If it lives forever, like preserve, that's what I think that means, right? Do you think that means that? If preserve it?
Yeah, I would have taken that in the same way. Like that one lives forever, but at some point the other ones are gonna disappear.
Okay, I'll go first, and you're gonna agree. You're gonna agree with me, but you have to have your own answer. You have to have a different answer.
Oh, okay. I'm
gonna straight up and say I want Star Wars to live forever.
Yeah.
I want Star Wars to keep going and going and going and going. Doesn't stop. Like they just got the universe is so big in Star Wars. Yeah, there's another planet and there's another story and there's another something, and I want more. I want more Star Wars.
Okay.
What's yours?
I'm gonna take that says MCU in the chat, but I'm gonna take Marvel as a whole. Is that allowed? Can I take that? Can I take the comics and the films?
Do explain.
So, I'm not the best when it comes to reading. So if I pick up a novel, I find it really hard to stay engaged and sort of follow the story and things like that. Whereas when my dad handed me a comic book the first time, and I could visualize the action there because I was shown what was happening, and there was the characters speaking to each other and things like that. Comic books really, really helped me to read and to engage with stories and things like that. So I've been reading comic books for quite a while. And obviously been watching the MCU movies for quite a while. And again, allows me, especially the films like Civil War and Infinity War and Endgame, and those that are based on the bigger sort of stories, they're things I'd already read. So Civil War, and it's loosely based on the comics, usually, but Civil War, I remember reading and thinking, wow, this is an amazing story. And then when that film came out, I could then reimagine it because I could see those panels moving, and there were sort of maybe sound effects that I didn't have placed with that kind of event, or there was this and there was that. So that I want to take the comics and the films and the TV shows and the rest of the MCU and
everything Marvel. Like I said, I want everything Star Wars. I want everything Star Wars.
Yeah.
And you want everything Marvel. That's two great answers. That's two great answers.
So sorry, DC. But
sorry, DC. Sorry, DC. Where is it? I don't have the button. Damn it. I don't have a button for it. It's on my other. Don't worry. Okay. I think we're good for time. Yeah, we're good for time. Let's wrap this up. Thank you everybody for watching and listening, and a big thank you to our guest host this week, Jack from MellowMiniatures. If anyone wants more of you, where can they find you?
They can find me over on Twitch under the same name, MellowMiniatures, and on there, I believe I have links to Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and Discord and all those social media platforms that you can find me on. I'm in Discord every single day. So if people want to send me a private message, people want to join my server, people want to get in contact, absolutely do it. If you perhaps have another podcast you want me to be on, or if you want to send me a product, if you're a product inventor, anything. If you want to chat to me, or you want to chat to MellowMiniatures or whatever, I'm here to speak, to talk. Hit me up, watch my things, do all those good stuff. Well, also watch Alan's things. Don't just watch my things. Watch
watch everyone's things.
Watch everybody's things. Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay. All right. Definitely. Yeah, I'll have to check out your Discord as well. You can follow this show. We're at the Gold Times Pod, and you can also follow me. My personal account is at Alan Katona. I'm on all the social media. You can follow me there. And if you want to support the show with a few dollars, you can as well become a member of our Patreon army over at patreon.com/Alan Katona. Big thanks to our soldiers and officers, Hale Veteran, Aaron B, and Steve B. Thank you, guys. And also you can grab this show and all previous shows on YouTube, on the Alan Katona YouTube channel. Or if you're watching on YouTube right now and you'd prefer to actually listen to us on your phone or audio version, we are on Apple, Spotify, or anywhere podcasts can be found. Just search The Gold Times, and the links are in our Twitter. Thank you, guys. We'll see you again next time. Enjoy your screen times. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.